Hello dreamers! So in this video, I'll be going over my redesign for Plum Pudding for my Strawberry Shortcake versus the Zomberry's AU. So to start off the video, I will be discussing his role in the story and personality traits and personality flaws. And then later on in the video, I will break down his new design and my thought process I had while I was designing him. Alrighty, so Plum Pudding's role in the story is that of a planner and a strategizer. So there's two planners of the friend group, and we already know that Blueberry Muffin was one, so Plum Pudding is the other. She's like the right brain, he's like the left brain. She's very overall picture, he's very detail oriented. He also acts as like the scientist, inventor friend of the group, so whenever they need to maybe build a moving base or like a cannon, Plum Pudding is the guy for the job. So that's more of his role in the story. Let's get into his personality traits. So Plum Pudding is a very introverted character. He basically has a genius level of intelligence, and he's a very quick thinker. He's very ambitious, confident, talented, very logical, no nonsense, practical kind of character. Also incredibly organized. He is always prepared for like any conceivable outcome. He's also very literal, and this man practically speaks in sarcasm. Very dry sense of humor there. He's very frank and will tell you what's on his mind, and at times can be a little eccentric. Like, think Dr. Frankenstein. And then besides like science and like inventing, I'd say his side hobbies include tango and tap dance. And I really want to have a scene where like he's cornered by some zomberries and he like fights them during like a tap number. I don't know how I would write that, but I think that it would be hysterical. Alrighty, so those are his personality traits. Let's get into his personality flaws. My boy has a lot of those, and that's why we love him. He is very paranoid and cynical and pessimistic. He's one of the only characters who completely understands just how dangerous the zomberries are, and while everybody else is like busy kindling friendships, he's like, guys, we need to destroy the zomberries. Why is no one taking this as seriously as I am? Besides that, he's also very much of a know-it-all character. He's very arrogant, egotistical, and show-off-ish, and he knows he's a show-off, but he loves the attention, man. He can be very obsessive, stubborn, bossy, quarrelsome. He's the kind of character who has all his ducks in a row, but if you mess with those ducks, like, at all, he has a mental breakdown. I mean, my boy is hanging on by a thread. And around certain characters, he can also be incredibly awkward. Like, his brain just short circuits, and he doesn't know what to do anymore. And he might try playing it cool, leaning against a wall or something, only he's a foot away from the wall, and he falls down, and he gets back up really quickly, and he tries to play it off like that's what he meant to do all along. That kind of awkward. Also, his speech gets very awkward. But I would say by far, his biggest flaw as a character is just how insecure he is. See, Plum Pudding thinks that being smart is like his whole personality. He feels like that's the thing that makes him special and a standout, and if he's not the smart kid, what does he have? Who is he if not the smart kid? It's like most of his other flaws, like being a know-it-all and being arrogant and a show-off, stem directly from his overcompensation of the fact that he is so afraid to not be the smart kid, which is why he's like constantly having to like assert his dominance in that area, because he feels like his friends won't need him if he's not smart, and like what else is there to live for, you know? So his character arc throughout the story is first of all learning humility, but also just learning that his self-worth does not stem directly from how smart he is, and even if he's not the smartest at all times, his friends still love him and enjoy his company and want to be around him. If anything, his know-it-all attitude is why they get annoyed at him in the first place. But I feel like he'll also learn how to, instead of like hoard knowledge for himself, how to teach it to others and help other characters also become wiser and more knowledgeable. So yeah, that's his role in the story, his personality traits, his personality flaws. Let's get into his closest relationships within the friend group. So his best friend by far is Huckleberry Pie. They are best bros. Plum Pudding is just so happy to have Huckleberry as a friend because Huckleberry doesn't really care that he's such a know-it-all character. So where a lot of Plum Pudding's other friends just completely ditched him, Huckleberry has always been there for him. And he may not always show it, but he is so appreciative of Huckleberry. He is also friends with Strawberry Shortcake. He really enjoys Strawberry, and though he disagrees with her sometimes, he does think that she's a very endearing person. Plum Pudding is also a shipper of Strawberry and Huckleberry and will constantly be pressuring Huckleberry, like, why haven't you just asked the girl out already? Do it, man. And Huckleberry's like, but I don't want to ruin our friendship, and Plum is just like so frustrated with him. And I would say Plum Pudding's last closest relationship within the friend group is Blueberry Muffin. This is because he is in love with her. He is so in love with her. Which is kind of funny when you think about her personality. She's not very detail-oriented. She's very eclectic, disorganized, and in it for the vibes kind of a character. Whereas he's very, like, orderly, and you have to do things a certain way, and, like, don't touch me vibes. But he is head over heels in love with her. She's the character he becomes super awkward around, but she finds it really cute and endearing, and it's kind of one of the reasons she also likes him back a little bit. Think Niles, Crane, and Daphne from Frasier. Like, I feel like that's a really good way to explain their relationship. There he is! I love his design. I think it came out perfect. I also like the pose that I put him in because I feel like it definitely shows his, actually personality. He's such a pill and I love him for it. And I really do love his design. So let's break it down together. Okay, so there has been a lot of different interpretations of Plum Pudding's character design over the years, but I decided to base my redesign 100% off of the original 1980s design of Plum Pudding. A, because I needed more male characters in my main cast, and B, because that's probably my favorite design that Plum has ever had. And so you could see that I tried to keep his like little bow tie, his round glasses, instead of a purple jacket. I made sure to make his sweater vest kind of like a similar purple color. I also kind of kept the blue of the original design's hair for his pants. And then like the pattern of his short, I tried to make the hems of his sweater vest. And of course, I had to keep the iconic striped socks, but he also has like a little bandana on his wrist that also has like the same stripy look to it. Whenever he gets like serious, he like unties it and will put it around his forehead to like keep his bangs out of his face. And I also took a lot of inspiration from plums and Plum Pudding. I tried to make his bow tie look like the leaves of a plum. I also colored his round glasses the same color as the leaves. And then I tried to keep his overall color scheme like the color of a plum, like his hair, his eyes, his sweater vest, his dress shirt, and his shoes are the same color as Plum Pudding. And then if you've been watching my other videos in this series, you know that I usually try to incorporate some 80s and 90s fashions into my designs. So I gave him like a nice sweater vest, a rolled up sleeve, and something that was very popular back in that era was bleached jeans. So I also gave him bleached jeans. And of course, I had to add some of my own personal touches, such as his band-aid, his bandana, and the Zomberry jam splatter. And yeah, that just about sums up his design. I love it so much. I think it gives that academic vibe that I was going for. And that's it, folks. That's the entirety of the main cast. All of them together in their very glory. I love all their designs. I think they all came out so cute. It was so much fun designing them and doing their character writing and making these videos has been such a blast. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all your support. I've loved getting to see the different fan art that you guys have made for this AU and your different headcanons and opinions. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I really hope that you enjoyed Plum Pudding and his design and his character writing, and I hope that you've enjoyed this whole series of videos that I've done. So in my next video, I will be going over where this AU is going, what I plan on doing with it going forward, what I plan on doing with my channel going forward, and I have a little surprise for that video, and I hope you guys like it as much as I do, because I think it's really fun. So stay tuned for that video, and thank you guys so much for watching this one. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Bye!